Welcome to another episode of Sunscreen Saturday. Today I am talking about Bloomeffects, and they sent me two things, their serum and their sunscreen. I took the lid off. Let's show that again. Boom. I've never heard of this brand, but when I opened this in my last video, because the UPS man came while I was shooting, and I thought it was something else that I ordered, somebody said, oh, I love this sunscreen. So I'm very interested to see what you have to say. I personally had never heard of it. Glass packaging. I love the packaging of both. Adorable. I am a little bit of a packaging slut, and AA plus for that. So this is a serum, and I'm not going to review it. I just got it a couple of days ago, but I have worn it a couple of times, and I just want to show you this because I think it's so interesting. It's not really a serum weight, and again, I'm not going to get into the ingredients. You put it on, it's like, oh, there's a lot of slip, but it feels incredibly moisturizing. I did put it on today because it's the same company, and I imagine that they'll work fine together. But this is beautiful, and because it's very, very moisturizing, I think for a lot of people, that could be it. Just do your serums and put this on. I'm going to post right here my most recent skincare video, but for me, I like to put on something a little bit watery for moisturizer first, and then go on with my liquid gold, which I feel is quite occlusive and very good for your barrier, and then go on with my sunscreen. So this I put on after my first moisturizer, something that's more watery. And it sinks into the skin beautifully, but again, I'm not going to get into the ingredients. I'm sure I'll talk about it at a later date. I'll do another skincare video because we're really here about this. If you've never been here before, what we do is talk about the ingredients, then I put it on the face, then I put my foundation on over to see if there are anything that is not agreeing with each other. And oftentimes I'll go on with some other products just to see how they work. So this they are calling a sunscreen serum, vitamins, and 100% mineral, broad spectrum SPF 50, water resistant to 40 minutes. They say that it brightens and strengthens with 2% niacinamide, a triple plum blend for vitamin C, shiitake mushroom for vitamin D, and vitamin A. It is 100% non-nano zinc, hydrates and plumps with the proprietary Dutch tulip complex, sodium hyaluronate and propanediol, and calms and soothes with allantoin and bisabolol, which I have spoken about those ingredients before. They're really, really nice ingredients. And it appears to be a teeny bit tinted, as you can see right here, but I think that's really just to take away the whiteness. Now, we're going to put on a quarter teaspoon because some lovely doctor or scientist did the math. It's 2 milligram per centimeter square of surface is what you need in order to get the SPF that's on the bottle. So when makers make SPF, and they know this is SPF 50, that's what they have programmed it for. It's early, words. They have to send it to an independent lab who will say, yes, this is an SPF 50, and then send it to the FDA to get it approved. Well, they have to have a measurement to decide if it is SPF 50, and that is the measurement, 2 mil per centimeter square of surface. So that's a quarter teaspoon for your face. I will often take a quarter teaspoon and use it on my face and neck, but you need to put some on. So here's my quarter teaspoon. I think that is 4 pumps. Because it's so liquidy, I'm afraid to do 5 because I think it'll just kind of go over and make a mess. And yeah, it's not quite as tinted as it shows right there. And it feels actually a lot like their serum. There's a liquidy nature to it, of course, but also a cushiony kind of moisturizing thing going on. don't know with this formula if I would be thrilled to do it on my neck in the future, because I feel like, just right now, my hair is going to get stuck in it, but my hair is not down today, so it's not the end of the world. And I have a little bit left, so I'm just going to do that. I don't like to get sunscreen underneath my eyes because this is me, normal, no expression. This is me smiling. And see how everything goes up like this? I always get it in my eyes. And it's not a matter of, oh, this irritates my eyes because it's a chemical or a mineral. It's because it's in my eyes. That's why. So I don't like to do it under my eyes. And I feel that this definitely needs a little bit of time to set up. I'm not ready to go on with my foundation. But I would say it's not terribly tinted. You would even say here on my computer, I feel that it is a little bit light, but when I look in the mirror here, when I'm looking straight ahead, a little bit of lightness, but not terribly so. And I do wonder if that will fade over time. Definitely leaving me shiny, and I don't think that's going to change. But it feels very nice on the skin. So I'm going to give this a few minutes and I will come back and we will go ahead with my Makeup Forever Reboot, which is the foundation that I use to test all my sunscreens, and then we'll get on with it. I'm back. It's about 15 minutes later, and it's set up in some areas and not in others. Like here, there's a little bit more. So there's some movement. The shine, I don't know, it's probably about the same. It's not an issue for me because all of my sunscreens, whether they set up or not, leave me pretty shiny. So let's go on with the Makeup Forever Reboot, and 2 pumps as usual, and see how these work together. So far, no problems. I like to put on my foundation with fingers. I feel like I can get a really nice blend this way and really work it into the skin, and there's less waste, but there's the added benefit of you can actually feel balling and pilling, where if you use a brush or a beauty blender, you don't know what's going on unless you get a big ass mirror out. No issues at all. A little smeary around the nose, that's not uncommon for me. Just work that in a little bit. Yeah, looks good. I'm going to go on with a little bit of concealer, and then we will try a cream product just for kicks. And I'm going to put in the pinned comment below what happened as the day went on, because I am curious. Sometimes I try something like this that feels like it's having a hard time setting down, and I'll find in a few hours that it's completely set and not slippy at all. Did a little concealer and everything's fine. I'm just going to do a little bit of blush, and then we're going to powder and see how it works with some powder. Yeah, I think it works well with makeup. If that's what you're looking for, that's what it does. All right, so what do I think after using it one time? Let's go with the first and most important thing. Does it agree with my foundation? It does. There's no balling, there's no pilling, there's no weirdness. That is a big check for me. Another big check for me is its mineral. Does it give me the pins and needles? As many minerals do, it does not. So those are 2 great things. Another great thing is the ingredients are really nice. The allantoin, the I can't say, the vitamin C derivative through plum, the niacinamide, they're all lovely ingredients, and I like that. I think the downside for me might be 2, hear me out, it doesn't leave a white cast, but I saw a little bit of something going on. So for me personally, if I wanted to just put on sunscreen and go about my business, I don't know that I'd want to do that with this. I think I'd want to put a little bit of a tint to help with that whiteness. If you're lighter than me, then it won't be a problem. But honestly, I pretty much wear makeup every single day, so that's not a problem for me. I waited about 15 minutes and there were still areas, like here, you know, where there were divots on my face, where it hadn't set up yet. And honestly, if I'm being very, very fussy, and that's what I do, I prefer to wait like 10 minutes before I do my foundation. I don't want to wait too long. Not the end of the world. It's something I can work with, but you should know it will take you a little while for this to set up before you can go on with your makeup. It feels like it almost acts like a primer that kind of fills pores a little bit, because while it is thin and liquidy, it has a little bit of a heft to it, but it's not uncomfortable. I want to compare it to the Color Science, which I know is a cult favorite. I know a lot of people love it. It is liquidy and it has a heft to it, but for me, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm very Princess in the Pea when it comes to sunscreen formulas, and some formulas I deeply dislike. And Color Science is one of them, you guys. I'm sorry. But this one I really, really like. I also want to compare it to the Kosas a little bit. I haven't posted the review that I shot like 2 months ago, but the Kosas took 4 hours to set up. It did eventually set up, but it took a long, long time. Oddly, I still enjoyed it. I don't know why. I think because the color was really good for me, and there was something very cushy feeling about it, as there is with this, but this one is setting up a lot faster. And now that I've had it on for, no, I guess I've had it on for half an hour. I have powdered it, of course, but there's a little bit of tact right here, but I am sweating a little bit. It is setting up, and I think the skin looks really, really nice. So for me, yeah, this is going to be a thumbs up, but I will leave a pinned comment and let you know if something weird happened. But I really, really like this. So this is a yay for me, and that's going to wrap up today's video, you guys. Thanks for joining me for Sunscreen Saturday. I have so many sunscreens. I didn't realize how many I'm sitting on that I haven't done reviews for. Most of them aren't new. This is new to me, and I think it might be new. I don't know. I don't know much about this brand, but I really, really like this. And that's going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for spending time with me. I hope it was helpful. I hope you come back again. And until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.